Guys, back to cover the prize picks plays for this game 7 that we have for Sunday. Let's go ahead and get started. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. You can hit the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever I do post, and all the other links are in the description of the website. If you want to sign up on PrizePicks, take advantage of this Jason Tatum 0.5 points prop. Use my code PROCESS and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. So starting off, you got to be looking at playing Jason Tatum's half a point. You got $25 max to put on it, so whatever entries you're playing, you definitely want to start with this one, or this play with Tatum at half a point. Butler's at 27.5 points, coming off of a 47 bomb last game. Definitely expect Butler to come out aggressive once again. He was aggressive in a couple of games before that, just couldn't buy a basket. But I do like Butler. Maybe we'll look at some of the other stats we have, but definitely looking at targeting Butler in Game 7. Bam is at 14.5. Continues to be erratic in this series. He's dropped below 10 more than half the time. A couple times dropped right at 6. So I have no confidence taking the over at 14.5. Maybe you can consider taking the under there. Horford, tough night shooting, 1 of 8 last game. Don't know how much confidence I'll have taken the over on him. Same thing with Marcus Smart. I still like taking the over on Marcus Smart's points. He's only at 12.5. We'll see some of the other ones that we can consider. But just had a really tough shooting night. Only made 1 3, took like 9 shots, 5 of 14 shooting. So definitely think Smart can bounce back here. Derek White has played really well the last 3 games. He only had 8.5 points. He shot the ball really well. Don't know how much we can trust that, but he's in consideration. And then Lowry bounced back nicely with 18, but maybe we can look at his fantasy instead. They've added some other crazy props. 3 points one was there last game, but now they added 2 points field goals first 6 minutes and free throws made first 6 minutes. The free throws one is just kind of a guessing game. I don't want to take the over or unders on those. In the assist board, Jaylen Brown's at 3 assists, had 1 good game where he hit that, which was last game where he hit 5. Butler, if he's going to be scoring 47, last game he did get his teammates involved, but if he's going to be taking like 20 plus shots, it's going to be tough for me to feel great about taking the over on his assists. I do like Smart at 5.5 assists. Only had 3 last game, but didn't play well in the game before that. He only played 23 minutes with the blowout. Rebounding board, we have Jaylen Brown at 6 rebounds. The last couple of games, he hasn't been able to come through. He was a push last game, and then he only had 4 the previous game. We saw Tatum start to crash the glass more last 3 games with 9, 12, and 8. So he's one that you could consider taking the over. Max Strus not been rebounding as much in this series, at least at the last few games, so he's down to only 3. But still, don't know how much confidence we can have taking the over. And the Robert Williams only had 1 rebound last game. He's now at, but he's still, had a good amount of points scored. That was just like a weird game. He did leave for a brief moments for Robert Williams at least. I would rather take his PRA than his rebounds. And then Lowry at 3.5 rebounds. Maybe you could get 4, but I probably like the assist, or maybe we'll see the PRA for Lowry. 5.5 assists, not my favorite. PRA and fantasy score are the ones I really like to target. Tatum is at 40.5. He's been playing great. Only got less than 15 shots off last game, even though he was making the shots. So expect him to be super aggressive. I do like that one to consider. Butler at 39.5. A really solid one. I'll also be looking at the fantasy for Butler, see what that number is, because Butler's another game where he got 4 steals. Second time this series where he's dropped, or either this year or the playoffs, where he dropped over 40 with 4 steals. Jaylen Brown 32.5. He's been right at like 30 last few games, but I don't know if I can take the over on that on the road in Miami. I don't want to really take the overs on any of these guys. Though I do like Robert Williams at 15.5. Only had 1 rebound, which was weird. If he had his usual like 5 or 6 or 7, easy hit for him last game, and definitely wasn't 100% leaving the game. Fantasy score 47 for Jimmy Butler. That one I do like with the upside that it gives you with the steals. Also do like Tatum for sure at 44. Those guys are just going to step up. Your best player is going to have to step up in a Game 7. You might see a little bit of a lower scoring game, but the ball is going to be in the hands of their best players, and they're going to be looking to play huge minutes and take a lot of shots. Lowry at only 25. No, he's playable after 42, and then he had a negative 1.8 Oh, it's one of his worst games ever in his life. I mean, tough to do much better than that, or much worse than that. Rob Williams, 23 fantasy. I don't mind that one. Maybe his points and PRA look a little bit better just because you're going to be looking to get at least a couple of blocks from him to feel good about that. But I'll take the over fantasy. For Jimmy Butler here, PRA-wise, might as well just take the fantasy score with it already being over 40. For Jason Tatum, take it over at 44 fantasy. And then the PRA, we can go ahead and take the Robert Williams over PRA at 15.5. So actually, we can't take Tatum. We already got his points here. So I'll probably be looking at maybe Marcus Smart at his number, 22.5. It's a pretty low one. It's his fantasies at 26. Just a bad game from him last game, 24.3, and that was with 1 of 9 shooting from 3, only 5 of 14 shooting, and didn't really get you very many assists that he usually does, and didn't have as many. Rebounds were okay, but assists and the scoring, didn't have many steals or blocks either. So I'll probably take the over on Marcus Smart. So we got Jimmy Butler, Tatum, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart. See if there's anything else that looks okay. At 3 points made, Butler 4 of 3s last game, but that's one you don't really feel great about taking the over there, having to count on Butler hitting 2 threes. Yeah, this one probably a pass for me. Blocks and steals, Butler at 2.5. That looks solid. I mean, he's gonna play great defense like he always does. Block shots, turnovers, Tatum 3.5. I mean, could take the over here. Butler's only at 2, but he's done a good job of not turning the ball over. So that's one that you can consider. Smart sometimes makes crazy passes, but 2.5, probably 1.5 would be easier to take the over there. But this is probably what I end up with. Tatum over half a point, Butler over 47 fantasy, Robert Williams over 15.5 PRA, and Marcus Smart 26 to bounce back after a very rough performance from him. If I had to pick a last one, it would probably be taking the over fantasy for Kyle Lowry at only 25. I think he'll bounce back. I mean, not bounce back. I think he'll continue to play well like he did last game. And people are talking about it. The media's talking about him. He's probably hearing that. So as long as his hamstring holds up, expect Lowry to be aggressive and play those minutes. But that's what I got for you guys. Last game of this one. I'm looking forward to the NBA Finals to talk about some props there. And then once that ends, be looking at some baseball props. I've already been posting some on Twitter if you guys have been following that. But best of luck. Hope you guys enjoy this Memorial Day weekend. Hope you're having a good time so far. Make some money on this NBA slate. And I will see you all next time.